Let's be honest, most developer portfolios are, well, they're kind of boring. They're static, they're flat, and frankly, they just don't show off what you can really do. It's a huge problem, but it's one we are going to solve right now. In this explainer, we are building the ultimate developer portfolio, one that actually gets you noticed. And this quote right here, it just nails the problem. A simple list of links just doesn't cut it anymore. All it really shows is that you can follow a tutorial. It doesn't prove to an employer that you can solve real problems and think like an engineer. That ceiling is definitely real. But today, we're going to smash right through it. So here's the plan. We're going to build one single project that combines 10 professional-grade features. We're talking a sleek, responsive grid, real-time data pulled from an API, and even a full-stack guestbook. By the time we're done here, you'll have a blueprint for a site that proves you can handle the entire lifecycle of data on the web. Okay, so how do we even start to think about all these moving parts? Well, let's use a simple analogy. I want you to think of this whole project like we're building a modern house right from the ground up. You know, any solid house has four main layers, right? First, you gotta lay the foundation, and for us, that's semantic HTML. Then comes the fun part, the paint and decor. That's our CSS. After that, you need the plumbing and electricity to make it all work, which is our JavaScript. And finally, every modern house needs an engine room, the back end, which gives it all its power. So let's start with that foundation. We are throwing out what I like to call div soup. You know what I'm talking about? Just endless, meaningless div tags everywhere. It's a mess. Instead, we're using proper semantic tags like section and article. And why does that matter? Well, because it tells search engines like Google exactly what your content is about, which is absolutely crucial. All right, foundation's solid. Now for the paint and decor. We're going to use a super modern layout called a Bento grid. Just think of it like a beautiful, clean mosaic for all your content. This shows you have a key skill, creating a design that looks sharp and professional on any device, whether it's a giant monitor or a tiny phone. Okay, the house is built, it's looking sharp, but right now, it's just a pretty shell. Let's flip the power on and bring this thing to life. This is where we add all the cool, dynamic features that people can actually play with. So, one of the first things we'll add is a dark mode toggle. Everyone loves dark mode, but we're going to build it the smart way, using something in CSS called variables. Just imagine having a single remote control for all the paint colors in your entire house. That's kind of what this is. And this really shows you the difference. The old way was a total nightmare. You'd have to go digging through files, hunting down every single color just to make one little change. But the smart way? Boof! You change one line of code, that one remote control setting, and boom, the entire site's theme updates instantly. This shows an employer you write code that's efficient and easy to maintain. But wait, we're not done yet. Let's take this a step further. We'll use the browser's local storage to actually remember if a user picked dark mode. So when they come back to your site the next day, it's exactly how they left it. It's a small touch, but it shows you're really thinking about the user experience. Okay, so our site is looking awesome. It's interactive, but it's still kind of in a bubble, right? How do we get information from the outside world into our house? For that, we use something called the Fetch API. Now, the official definition is that it's a JavaScript interface for making network requests. But what on earth does that actually mean? Let's break it down. It's super simple, actually. Just think of the Fetch API as your own personal digital waiter. That's its whole job. So you can literally tell your digital waiter, hey, run over to the internet's kitchen and get me the current weather in London. That waiter zips off to the weather server, grabs that specific piece of data, and brings it right back to your browser so you can display it. This is how you pull in live, real-time info. Pretty cool, right? Okay, that's awesome for getting data. But what about sending data? Like if you have a guest book on your site and a visitor leaves a message, where does it go? Does it just vanish into thin air when they close the page? And that question brings us to the final and honestly the most impressive part of our house, the engine room, or as I like to call it, the digital brain. We're going to build a full stack guestbook that can actually remember things. Think of the back end as your website's permanent filing cabinet. When someone leaves a message in your guestbook, the front end doesn't just hold on to it. It sends it back to this filing cabinet, which stores it away safely in a database. It's there forever, or at least until you want to delete it. And how do we build this engine? We use a technology called Node.js. And let me tell you, this is the thing that separates a simple little web page from a true full-stack application. It proves you can handle data not just on the browser, but on a server too, which is a huge deal. So, let's step back for a second. We've built the foundation, painted the walls, wired up the electricity, and installed a digital brain. What do we have? It's way more than just a project. It's a career-ready showcase. Let's break down exactly what this portfolio proves about you to someone looking to hire you. Because this one project proves you have 5 critical, in-demand skills. You're showing them you get semantic SEO for visibility. You can build modern, responsive layouts with the Bento grid. You can handle real-time data with the Fetch API. You know how to create a great user experience using persistent state like with our dark mode. And the big one, you've shown you have true full-stack capability with a working guestbook. Bottom line, you've proven you are ready for the job. So at the end of the day, remember this. Your portfolio is not just a list of links. It's a story. It tells people who you are as a problem solver, as an